You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, they did not settle with Narayan. Hare Krishna. It means their bhakti is very chaste. Their bhakti is very pure. You know? So everyone went, they offered obeisances to Narayan because it's Narayan standing with with four hands, with holding conch, this club and lotus. But then they asked, my Lord, where did Krishna go? Which side, in which direction did he leave? Krishna in the form of Narayan showed he went this side. Everyone ran away that side. That was their attraction for Krishna. Radharani came. Radharani came and Radharani offered obeisances. This is Narayan. And she asked, my Lord, which direction Krishna went? So Krishna, in the form of Narayan, raised his hand and showed he went this side. But Radharani's love for Krishna is so intense. Radharani's love for Krishna was so intense. The Krishna's both out of four hands, two hands melted. It's the power of bhakti. So Krishna could not retain his Narayana form, upland Narayana form. He had to give it up. He couldn't hold on to that. That's the power of Radharani's bhakti. Hare Krishna. Why I'm telling this is, Lord Chaitanya made a statement when Mukunda was with devotees, he was so humble. But when he was with other groups, he would hold on a club and beat me up. Means what? He would hold a iron rod and smash me. Means maybe it was a Mayavadis. God is impersonal. God is light. Or you can, when you worship any devata, that's all okay. We do that. Some people do that actually. Lord Chaitanya was very upset. How many of you understood from this past time, that makes Krishna very unhappy? Huh? Otherwise, okay, Dasara, I'll go here. Maybe, Krishna sometimes he may forget me. Then I'll go to Durga and play, ask Durga. Then I'll go to that Baba, this Baba. That means they don't get the grace of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is telling, you're beating me with an iron rod, with a club. If you take shelter of Krishna, Krishna will definitely, the way you respond to Krishna, reciprocate with Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate like with you. Yetamam prapadyante tam stadeva bhajamyaham. Everyone know how many of you really do not know how many of you understood the point, but it's a very important point. Maybe initial days okay. People are becoming our age, we are aging out in bhakti also. We are growing in bhakti also. How many of you are purchasing my point? You have any question in this regard?
Got the point, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice.
Got the point, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu.
Haribol Prabhuji, yes.
So, if we are taking, one thing is, of course, the gopis approach Katyayani, no doubt, to get Krishna as their husband. So they don't have any, that one has to be very clear. So if you even happen to, following the footsteps of gopis, you can also approach any devata you come across and say, increase my Krishna bhakti. There is absolutely right. There is nothing wrong in that. What you should be 100% clear on what you're doing. So, but when it was a severe test for Mukunda, actually, it's a serious test for Mukunda. But what did Lord Chaitanya say? That rich, he has to wait 1 crore lifetimes, 10 million lifetimes. Then he'll see me. That's it. Only 10 million lifetimes. He started dancing. I'll see after 10 million lifetimes, Hare Krishna. I'll see him after 10 million lifetimes, Hari Bol. Lord Chaitanya was very pleased. It's only 10 million lifetimes. It's only 1 crore lifetimes. Hare Krishna, 1 crore lifetimes means what? 100,000 into 100 lifetimes. 1 lakh into 100 lifetimes. But he said that's the price. So Lord Chaitanya said, Lord Chaitanya was so happy. Lord Chaitanya is what? Magnanimous, Mahavadanya. So bring Mukunda here. And bring Mukunda here. So they brought Mukunda. And Lord Chaitanya said, oh Mukunda, all your offenses are forgiven. Come here, see. Devotees, they before devotees, when they said bring Lord Chaitanya, said bring him here, devotees carried him literally. And they carried him and said and Lord Chaitanya revealed his grace. And Lord Chaitanya, he saw all his opulences, he saw the spiritual world, he saw Krishna form. Get up, Mukunda, rise. Your offenses are forgiven. Earlier, because of the wrong association, you lost all bhakti, the wealth of bhakti. Now, because of your loving devotion, you have conquered me. It has, what is that? When I said he'll take 1 million lifetimes, 1 billion lives, 10 million lifetimes, you had faith in my words. Your full faith in the words. That by doing so, you got rid of all your offenses and doubts. You bound me in your heart with your bhakti, Hare Krishna. And you will stay with me, eternally, all the time. Even if you commit 1 million offenses, I'll excuse you. Wow, Lord Chaitanya, amazing. And Mukunda was a great singer. Lord Chaitanya is telling, I eternally dance on your tongue as spiritual sound. Hare Krishna. Wow. Amazing, right? Lord Chaitanya is truly magnanimous personality, supreme personality of Godhead. And Mukunda heard these blessings, these boons from Lord Chaitanya. Even if you commit millions of offenses, I'll not consider them because you're my eternal associate, Lord Chaitanya said. To Haridas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya bestowed faultless devotional service. And he bestowed Mukunda, what is that? he made him eternal, his eternal associate. And with the, what is that? One another boon, Lord Chaitanya would always dance on his tongue as sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, 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 Hare Hare. I have a question for all of you. So I heard actually last year, maybe one day. Hare Krishna mantra is Lord Chaitanya. Kalikale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatara. You heard of this line? In Kali Yuga, Krishna incarnates in the form of a Nama. Kalikale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatara. So who is that Nama? Everybody, anybody?
Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya. So when you're chanting Hare Krishna mantra, yes, you are with Lord Chaitanya. Because he's not different from Radha and Krishna, he's also here with Radha and Krishna also. Haribol. Hare Krishna mantra is not just any other mantra. It is a Golokera Pramadana Harinam Sankirtana. Then when Mukunda heard, the Lord Chaitanya's blessings are, the sweet words of blessings, he really condemned himself. My Lord, I am so degraded. I know I don't know anything about bhakti. A fool like me, how can I see you, my Lord? Actually, for years I loved Mukunda's words. Duryodhan saw you, my Lord. He saw your universal form. Scholars, they study your books and give class also. But they don't have faith on you. Duryodhan saw you. Not only saw you live, he saw your universal form also. But he has no devotion. He was destroyed. Hare Krishna. Without having bhakti, what is the use of seeing you? People go to temples. What is the use of seeing him when there is no bhakti? You go to see Disneyland, likewise you'll go and see. Okay, over, yeah, I saw it. What is very important to see Krishna? Important ingredient when seeing Krishna? Bhakti. My Lord, when you went to bring Mother Rukmini, so many kings saw you. Shishupal saw you, Jarasandha saw you, and Jarasandha's friends, Salva, they all saw you. But, they had no bhakti, they had no devotion. Lord Shiva and Brahma, they meditate on you with a lot of devotion. But these kings, they want to fight with you. Even after seeing you. Because they had no devotion. They were all killed, my Lord. When as Hiranyaksha, in your mighty form, you lifted Mother Earth on your tusks. Devatas were offering prayers. So many prayers. But Hiranyaksha, he saw you too, but he had no faith, my Lord. He had no devotion. He was destroyed. And his brother Hiranyakashipu saw you in such an amazing form which has never been seen before. Satyam vidatam nijavratya bhasitam yaptin chabhuteshu akileshu chatpana adrasya tatya adbhuta rupam udvahan stambe sabhayam namragam namanusham. When to prove the words of Prahlad Maharaj, you have exhibited an amazingly wonderful form, magnificent form, which was never shown before. Hiranyakashipu saw that, but he had no devotion, my Lord. And he was vanquished. You know, I am sinful, my Lord. I don't have bhakti. Interestingly, I'm alive. You know, Kubja and the Dvijapatnis and the garland maker Sudhama, they saw you first time. But they made a lot of progress because they have bhakti. Haribol. But Kamsa also saw you, but he was killed because he had no devotion. Amazing, right? Actually, somehow I loved Mukunda's prayers. You know, what is seeing Krishna? Saraswati Thakur says, massaging the eyes. No, somebody has to explain to you. This is Krishna himself. Otherwise, our senses are so powerful. We believe our senses. You're interested, you're listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Ananta says holds all the universes on his hand. But he doesn't feel the weight. Why? Because of chanting your glories, Anantasesh was in ecstasy. He feels this Brahmanda, all the universes on his head as just mustard seeds. Hare Krishna. Amazing. You know, Shiva became the husband of Durga, Gauri, by the power of your bhakti. Narada Muni became the eternal associate by the power of bhakti, loving bhakti. Vyasadeva compiled the whole Vedic literature. But, but by the grace of his guru, by the grace of his guru, he understood the essence of the Vedic literature, bhakti, and then only he composed. Through Narada Muni he spoke. So otherwise, there was a slight impurity in his mind. But you removed it through the grace of Narada Muni. Then he felt revived, my Lord. I am less than less than insect. Still, then if I'm like, I don't have any bhakti, how can I ask to see you? How can I ask you to show me you or your form? I don't have bhakti, my Lord. Even if I ask, I'll be destroyed the way Kamsa was destroyed, others were destroyed. But when bhakti is there, it is a value. When bhakti is not there, what is the use of seeing you? We'll do all offenses. Humble, very humble, amazing. Lord Chaitanya was really, really moved by Mukunda's, Mukunda's offering. And said, Mukunda, you are very dear to me. Your bhakti is very dear to me. Whenever you sing, wherever you sing, I'll be there. All that you told about me is right. No one can understand me as I am. Only, what is that? Only if you have eyes of devotion. Premanjana Chirta Bhakti Vilochanena Santasadeva Hridayeshu Lokyanti. Yasha Emsham Sundaram Chinti Gunaswarupam Govindamadevam Tam Bhajami. So if you people who have eyes filled with devotion, they can realize me. If not, they cannot. Hare Krishna. In fact, whatever you have spoken, I made you speak. Nothing is of any value without bhakti. If somebody is against bhakti, against my devotional service, then they become atheist. They are deprived of all the happiness. Even if he sees me. And Lord Chaitanya is making a point. Kamsa's washerman. I really liked it. Kamsa's washerman performed heaps and heaps of pious credits, performed severe austerities and penances, only to see him. Yes, pious activities. But he did not have devotion. That's why he did not feel that excitement. In fact, he offended Krishna and Balram. That's why piety leading to bhoga is not good. What are the three types of piety? Mokshonmukha sukriti, bhogonmukha sukriti, bhaktonmukha sukriti. Bhogonmukha sukriti is not good. Mokshonmukha sukriti, especially impersonal liberation, is not good. Because you have to come back. But bhaktonmukha sukriti is very good. But another sukriti is sukriti. But if it is bhogonmukhi, then what happens? You will fall down. You will go to heavenly planets. You will become karma mishrita bhakta, jnana mishrita bhakta. And you're still stuck in the cycle of birth and death. To non-devotees, I don't reveal myself. Nam prakasarasya yogamaya samavritam mudoyam na vijanati lokoyam paramaviyam. If anybody is offensive to bona fide bhakti, their bhakti is drained. Without bhakti, if somebody sees me, it is useless. Whatever you want to tell Mukunda, I want to tell that. I have descended to propagate the congregation chanting of the holy names, Sankirtan. In fact, I'll promote Sankirtan through your voice, through your songs. Just as you are very dear to me, you will also part of my entourage, group of devotees. Whenever I descend, you will be there as my singer. Haribo! All the devotees become very happy. All glories, Jai Jagannath, Jai, Jai Gauranga, Jai Sachinandan. Anybody hears the pastime of Mukunda, how Mukunda received the favor of Lord Chaitanya, they'll become an associate of Mukunda as a singer. Haribol. So everything is happening in the home of Shiva Thakur. Hare Krishna. So based on the devotee's attachment, Lord Chaitanya revealed a particular incarnation to each and every devotee. But one point one should know. Navadip is filled with scholars. even monks, even sannyasis, even jnanis, so many, tapasvis, so many yogis, so many Gita reciters, Bhagavatam reciters. But very interesting, they didn't get the grace. Why? Because they had no bhakti. They don't want to change. Some people were speakers. They would give classes. They would give classes also. But they had no bhakti. They had no attitude to please devotees. So though it is happening, Supreme Lord is manifesting and showering grace to the devotees. A bunch of devotees in the home of Shiva Thakur, they continued giving their classes or whatever their, speculation. And people were listening, not understanding their misfortune. So one has to be thoroughly honest. Otherwise, you will be there, but you won't get that grace. Hare Krishna. When Deva Vaishnavas see that their heart is pained. And Vrindavan Thakur writes, there is a karma mishra bhaktas, sorry, there is karmis and jnanis and dhyanis and yogis and tapasvis. Heart is filled with ego. They could not understand their misfortune. And what Shiva Thakur, his servants and maid servants received, it was unknown to them. Srila Prabhupada preached throughout his life in India. There were so many scholars, but they didn't, because they had no sincerity. Prabhupada came to America, they were all hippies and drug addicts. But they were innocent. When the mercy came into their lives, flowed in their lives, they accepted it with grace. What great Bhattacharyas and Mishras and Brahmins couldn't get, these drug addicts got it. Haribol. Amazing. Humility is important. Grace is important. Otherwise ego tells you you're right. Hare Krishna. Person who declares war, the person who declares war on envy, war on greed, war on mind, the uncontrolled mind, he or she is truly the competent practitioner to receive the grace of Lord Chaitanya. If you want, I am very inspired to tell you, 99 I was in Sri Rangam. But this is January, Pongal 2000. There were probably 1 million people, 10 lakh people every day. They would they call it Vaikuntha Ekadasi in Shri Sampradaya. And it comes after Pongal. There are literally huge crowds, 10 lakh people every day. So I was standing and I was doing book distribution. One Russian group also came, came and we all traveled together. And you're all listening, right? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
So then what happened? Suddenly one gentleman came. We were just distributing books. We were impressed with the crowds, because they would open the, in the temple, Sri Rangam temple, they would open Vaikuntha Dwaras. I think one particular door. That is the only time they open it, and you go through that. Even though it's a feeling means you'll go to Vaikuntha. Something like that. So all the people are there. So we are doing the book distribution. Suddenly from nowhere, one gentleman came and he said, what? They're all, they saw this Vaishnav Tilak. I challenge you right now. I can defeat you. He used the word, I still remember after 23, 24 years. I can poof off you. I can just defeat you. I challenge you. Can you argue with me? He asked. This Russian devotee, he just folded his hands. Hare Krishna, he said. So that person did not know what to say actually. So this person was so humble, like Rupa Goswami and Digvijay Pandit, So this Digvijay Pandit, he defeated everyone. He went everywhere and defeated everyone. Somebody said, no, there are two more. Go to Vrindavan. These two are scholarly. They are great scholars. Who? Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Then he came to Vrindavan, went to Rupa Goswami. I heard you are the scholars. I challenge you. Let us go for a debate. Means the debate may go 15 days. Rupa Goswami said, I am sorry, who told you we are scholars? We are not scholars. No, whole world is telling you are scholars. No, definitely not. We are not scholars. So you don't want to argue with me? No, sir, we are not scholars. All right, you sign that, sign that you are defeated by me. Definitely. So Rupa Goswami, whatever the paper this Digvijay gave, he just signed, accepted defeat by Digvijay Pandit. Rupa Goswami signed. Sanatana Goswami also signed. This Digvijay could not believe his eyes. He never thought his endeavor would be so successful without even spending time arguing, spending time on arguments. Hey, ha, 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 ha. I have become the greatest scholar of the world. Nobody is above me. Somebody said, no, there's one more. They have a nephew, Jiva Goswami. So he went to meet Jiva Goswami. His nephew means nothing. But he went and said, I have defeated everybody, including your uncles. Jiva Goswami said, impossible. No, see the paper. Rupa Goswami signed. Sanatana Goswami signed. So Jiva Goswami thought, their humility, you're taking it for granted. But Rupa Goswami was his not only uncle, but he's a Diksha Guru. And Sanatana Goswami is his Diksha Guru's Guru, because Rupa Goswami would consider Sanatana Goswami as his Guru. He said, I accepted the challenge. On the bank of Ganga, they argued. And Jiva Goswami defeated him so much, this person fell at the feet of Jiva Goswami actually. But Lord Chaitanya, Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, when heard that, he said, your heart is still filled with pride. You cannot stay in Vrindavan. Go away from this. Leave Vrindavan. Jiva Goswami didn't tell him, Guru Maharaj, I spoke only to uplift the Gaudiya Vaishnava dignity, uplift your dignity. I don't have any personal interest. He didn't say that. He left crying. Amazing. How humble is the Guru, how humble is the disciple. How easy it is to speak when somebody is listening. How difficult it is to actually apply in our lives. Krishna is not pleased by scholarly ability. Krishna is not pleased by our performance. Krishna is not pleased by our, our merits. Krishna is pleased by our humility. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Interesting, right? So Lord Chaitanya, Bhaktya mam abjanat yavan yaschasmi tattva tattaman tattate jnatva vishate tad anantaram. I understand as I am only through the bhakti, Arjuna. Bhaktosi me saka cheta rahasyam etaduttam. So Krishna is kept, Lord Chaitanya is captivated by bhakti only. Bhaktosi. One time Srila Prabhupada went for Gita Sammelan, there were 600, 600 speakers. But Prabhupada said, if this is Gita Sammelan, where is Gita Acharya? Where is the speaker of Gita? Krishna. Hare Krishna. Wealth, high birth, scholarly ability, nothing will please Krishna. What pleases Krishna? Bhakti, devotional service. Hare Krishna. So if, so Prabhupada writes, actually Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, people who are sinful are like lakes without water. What's the use if it's a lake without water? And what is the use of your scholarly ability if there is no bhakti in that? Hare Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave garlands to all the devotees. And he gave the remnants to everyone. What are the betel nuts he chewed? And he called Narayani. Is it Narayani? Niece of Srivas Thakur. Narayani, come. He gave his remnants. Narayani got the remnants with a lot of relish. Devotees would talk because such an engaged she received the grace. Who is the son of Narayani?
Vrindavan Das Thakur.
Vrindavan Das Thakur, not Krishna Das Thakur. Vrindavan Das Thakur. That's why she could give birth to, Vrindavan Das Thakur is incarnation Vyasdeva. And she got the remnants of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya said, Narayani, now, now you show your love for Krishna. Narayani, she started rolling. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? She exhibited that, Vipralambhava separation. Small girl. And she started feeling, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Wow. Tam Krishna hai pranaya koti. So Vipralamba is even more intense than union, samvoga. So she became a celebrity in the devotee community. She got remnants of Lord Chaitanya at such an young age. Nityananda considers himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya. Advaita Acharya considers himself as servant of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is a Devadi Deva, Lord of Lords. Hare Krishna. Balramji would consider Krishna as friend, as brother. Balramji also would consider Krishna, he would protect Krishna in Vatsalya, but Lord Nityananda, servant only. Wow. So, how do we receive the grace of Lord Chaitanya? How do we receive the grace of Nityananda? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The bhakti that flowed in Bhagavatam, devotees devotees of Lord Chaitanya, when that bhakti flowed through the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, when they appeared 500 years ago. So Madhyakanda is great. Madhyakanda is amazing for devotees, but atheists, it is like a bitter, like neem leaves. So this Satprahara Leela, 21 hours, Mahaprakash Leela lasted. And what is that? The next chapter is, 2 chapters are Nityananda Prabhu's Nityananda Leela. In fact, Nityananda Prabhu, actually, Vrindavan Thakur is a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. One of the reasons that necessitated the advent of Chaitanya Charitamrita is in entire, first of all, Chaitanya Bhagavat, it was all Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in Navadvip. And after sannyas and after he traveled to Puri, we don't hear a lot there. And second thing is, because he was so there is a Nityananda Prabhu's description also. So, and very important, there was no, what happened. There's not so much information. What happened after Lord Chaitanya went to Puri? He spent a lot of time in Puri. Or 24 years, 6 years he traveled, and 18 years he stayed in Jagannath Puri. That information was missing. So that has necessitated the advent of, devotees felt somebody should write, So, so Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote that, as Antya Leela. So that's where Rupa Goswami comes into the picture, and the conversations our Lord Chaitanya delivered Gopinath Patnaik, the Sikshashtakam verses, Lord Chaitanya's intense feelings of separation, Antya Leela is amazing. Anyway, we still have a little time. So Nityananda Prabhu, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaurya Bhakta Vrinda. Lord Chaitanya is very dear, O Shambhar, my Lord, is very dear to Paramananda Puri, very dear to Swaradhana Goswami, the wealth of Swaradhana Goswami, dear to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, is in the heart of Jagdish and Gopinath. So Nityananda started staying in the home of Srivas Thakur. Nityananda was always, what is that? Nityananda behavior was Aduta, unpredictable. Adut, he has nothing to do with the metal world. Correct. So one time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda, don't fight with anybody, no arguments, don't behave, recklessly in the home of Srivas Thakur. Nityananda was, what is this? Krishna, Krishna. I am not reckless. You don't find any well-behaved person like I do, like me. You cannot find any well-behaved person like me. Lord Chaitanya said, I know you very well. All right, Nityananda said, tell me my mistakes and my ill behavior. Sri Chaitanya said, you want to know your mistakes? Wow, all right, listen then. I heard you throw rice everywhere. You throw rice in every room. Nityananda said, no. Only mad people do that. I don't do that type of things. I don't know who is complaining to you like that. You unnecessarily blame me. and you blame like this and you're not giving any food. If you want to eat all the food, I'm fine with that. But don't, why are you, defying me before everyone? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am embarrassed by your misconduct, Prabhu. I'm trying to correct you. Yes, all right. So teach me like this. Whenever I misbehave, I agree with you. And he started laughing. Nityananda Prabhu is in the ocean of joy. Hare Krishna. Avadhuta Indu. And what he did, suddenly Lord Chaitanya was there. His ecstasy increased immediately. He took his cloth out. He took his dhoti out, became naked. And he took the cloth around his head and started laughing like it. Wow. Then Gadar Pandit was there, Srivas was there, and the same. They are watching this mercy. Wow. Nityananda, what are you doing? You are in somebody's home. You said you are not mad. Then why are you contradicting? Why do you take the clothes out? Immediately what saying like this? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took the cloth out and he put it on, put it back on Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda like a lion, maddened lion. So he would not eat. Mother Malini, wife of Srivas Thakur, had to feed. So one day, he was like a child. Nityananda was actually almost 20 years, 12 to 14 years older than Lord Chaitanya. So one day what happened? So one crow came and there's a bell metal cup, one cup made up of bell metal. And so the crow picked up the bell metal cup and flew away. And after some time, the crow came back, but there is no cup. This cup is very special because Srivas Thakur would offer ghee in that cup to Krishna on the altar. But now the cup is missing. He knew he'd be very unhappy. Then Srivas would create a thunderstorm. She became helpless. Nityananda Prabhu came and then she started crying. Mother, what happened? Why are you crying? I'll take care of everything, please. Then Mother Malini said, oh, Nityananda Gosai, see this crow? It stole away my ghee cup, ghee cup and flew away. I don't know where this crow put it. Nityananda, mother, don't worry. I'll take care of it. And Nityananda turned to crow and said, oh, crow, go and bring that cup back. And Nityananda is a Paramatma and everyone saw it, right? The crow immediately went. And after some time brought the cup back. Haribol. Put the cup near Mother Malini. And flew away. Wow. She was shocked. And he offered prayers. Why not? This is nothing for you. There is nothing before you. Are you went with your brother to Yamaloka and Yamaraj and requested Yamaraj to release Guru's son. You brought your Guru's son back to life. What to speak of? What is, this bringing out cup back is nothing for you. Amazing. So in the past, During Ramchandra's time, you're Lakshman. You never saw Sita. You saw Sita only at her feet. You never saw her face. Hare Krishna. And your arrows destroyed Lanka and Ravan's army. This cup, bringing cup is nothing, sir. I don't think she said, sir. I'm adding it. You know. So when you became angry, Yamuna Devi, she asked forgiveness and offered prayers. This cup is nothing for you. But you're transcendental. You're absolute truth. Then Prabhu listened to the prayers and smiled. Mother, I want to eat. You know? And she started feasting. Nityananda Prabhu, he would hold the entire universe on his head, did not even have a place to stay. He would stay with Srivas. You know? So one day, should I continue for a few more minutes or end it?
Continue, Prabhuji.
Continue, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
One day, Lord Chaitanya was sitting with his wife, Vishnupriya, like Lakshmi and Narayan. She was giving him betel nuts. She was giving pan, and Lord Chaitanya was accepting with pleasure. Mother Sachi, whenever she would see, very nice, very nice. And Lord Chaitanya knew this. You know, his mother likes him, you know, likes him spend time with his wife. He also knew he'll not stay there for long. So one day, he was actually sitting with Vishnupriya, and Vishnupriya was, you know, making pan and giving it to Lord Chaitanya. Nityananda Prabhu comes that time. I want everyone to please hear. She was restless. He was so ecstatic. And he came like a neck. He's not wearing any clothes. He came straight. He was not feeling any shame. He was always ecstatic, Nityananda Prabhu, you know. You know? He was always ecstatic. Lord Chaitanya said, Nityananda, why are you not wearing any clothes? What is this? Nityananda Prabhu said, I know, it's like that only. Lord Chaitanya, please wear the clothes. Nityananda Prabhu said, today I'll go. Lord Chaitanya said, why? No, I cannot do this any longer. I don't want to eat it. Lord Chaitanya said, I'm saying something and you're answering something else. Nityananda said, I want full attention. Huh? Lord Chaitanya became upset. This is not my fault. Lord Chaitanya became angry. Nityananda said, Sachidev is not here. And then Lord Chaitanya said, Baba, Nityananda, please wear clothes. No, I'll eat now. Abba. So he's saying one thing, Lord Chaitanya is saying another thing. You know? So Lord Chaitanya, I know what is that. He would go all over Navadvip, laughing, jumping, you know, that, you know, exhibiting the ecstatic love of God. Lord Chaitanya finally got up and dressed him as Lord Chaitanya. Nityananda was laughing. So Sachimata saw this. Whenever she would see Nityananda, she would remember her son, Vishwarup. You know? So Nityananda became normal. He was dressed up. Mother Sachi said, Sachi gave him Sandesh. So Nityananda, like, you know, he's Avadut, right? Madman. He put one sweet in his mouth, and he threw everything on the ground. Sachi said, son, what is that? Why are you throwing them away? Nityananda said, why did you give everything in at one time? Why did you give everything at one time? Mother Sachi said, I don't have anything. What will you eat now? Nityananda said, if you want it, will come back. Really? So Mother Sachi went into the store, and there she saw the 4 pieces of sandesh. Whatever Nityananda threw, she came back into her kitchen. Are he threw on the ground? Why they are here? You know? So, because he threw on the ground, there is little dust on the sandesh. There is a little dust on sandesh. When she came, Nityananda was eating laddus. Son, where did you get these laddus? Nityananda said, I know, you are very disappointed. So, because I threw the cakes, so I brought them back. But where did you get the laddus now? He smiled. You know? She said, Nityananda, why are you bewildering me, no? I know you are Supreme Lord. Please remove the illusory potency on me. And Nityananda started running behind Mother Sachi, he tried to take the dust from her feet. You know? So, anybody who has a grace of Nityananda Prabhu, they'll attain the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vrindavan Thakur says, I hold on to the feet of Nityananda Prabhu eternally. I'll hold them in the core, I'll keep them in the core of my heart. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. If I've spoken anything wrong, please forgive me. You know, but Chaitanya Bhagavat is nectar. Chant sincerely. This world is full of trials and tribulations. By holding on to the feet of devotees, Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada, will go forward. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I'll end it now. Dandat Pranam, always Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you very much,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Krishna, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.